Good morning, everyone. You are welcome in AI with Rao, and let's make AI simple. And in this journey, I have come up with a completely different story, and that story is open source contribution. Many people were asking me how you do open source contribution. Can you guide us? And that's what I'm doing. See, I'm going to touch these topics: how to find a real bug that no one has claimed. Okay, why one word change 29 lines in my open source, and how to write a PR that maintainer will love to say yes, and exact steps that you can start this week. Now let's jump directly into what it is. So this contribution, so we all use scikit-learn, and scikit-learn is dependent on a library called joblib, and I found a bug in this joblib. You got the context? Now why this video? See, everyone advise you just find a good first issue, but where is the good first issue? You can go and see, you will find 40 people claiming can I work on this, and you will just close the tab. This is the reality, and it happened with this also. It has like 4,000 almost stars and real bug. Okay, now about this library. Okay, so this library does two things like most of the Python library does. It saves the object first on disk, and it runs the loop in parallel. What it does first, saves the object to disk and runs the loop in the parallel. Okay, now you have written most of the time that joblib.dump model and this one you have used this. So it is a dependency of scikit, and so it runs on far more machines that the number of stars it has. Okay, now come to the bug in one sentence. What the bug is? See, joblib.load method accept any path like object. Remember this word. Okay, but joblib.dump only accept string and pathlib.path. You can see in the code this. So this is the real code that a guy has encountered, and he has like mentioned that. So this is the path. Okay, bits path, and this is the path. Now dot load method taking this path, but dot dump method taking the test and path. But what is happening? Load method taking this path works well. Now dump, it's not working. The reason, it loads this successfully but fails while saving the same object. Now this is the diagram that will clear all your doubt. What is happening? This is the path, fs path is a type of this. Now dot load method taking this path, it works, it honors the protocol. Okay, opens and honors the protocol, but dump method taking the same path giving the error, needs a real string, never got one. Same path, you can see same path takes object two routes, joblib, and get two different answer. This is the exact error. Okay, now come to the real question. Who found it? I was not the one. Okay, a researcher was there, his name is SK Jones, and in March 2026 in this video path from this MNS library that he was using in neuroimaging data, he encountered that issue and filed that with this ticket number. And what had happened and why it had happened? Now come to the real root cause analysis that I reproduces and found that, see, every Python has this protocol for this object is a path, any class with fs path method and file like path. This is just one implementation and opens and accept them all. It's simple one. Now come to this, the real one. Why I have shown this diagram? Because it will resonates with you. Okay, it resonates. See, OS path, say this dot path. Okay, model dot this and Windows path, the old check that you have you have seen that in most of the file, and the real path silently is failing this one. This is the failed one. Okay, what is happening? Checking the class excludes valid input, checking the protocol includes all of them. That was the real misguiding path. Okay, now see what was the old code and that was causing this issue. So .dump method did not check the protocol, it checks one concrete class. Which class? This path. It was not checking the protocol. Why? I saw that in the code, that if path is not none and is instance file path, and this file path is string and file name. Now look at the issue. Look at that path is not none guard. This is a fossil. Why? From the day when path lib might not exist in your Python, it has been true for decades and nobody has ever reason to look at this again. Now this bits path is a path like, it is not a math path dot path lib dot path, so it failed the check. Okay, and why did load work? This is very important question, because after this check load handles the object to open and open honors the protocol. Dump takes a different route and needs a real string, same got different output, two different output. Now what fix I did? Just one line. You can see if each instance is this os.fs path and file name. Simple. I use this fs path. So os.fs path like is a protocol and os.fs path is a standard way to resolve it. The same two lines appear in dump and in load, so both were replaced. Plus no unused from pathlib.import and doc sign to promised path.path. Now through diagram you can see right now, before it was happening like this and then I changed the code to this one. Why? Now what I did in one line, I made the provision to check the protocol. Simple. Okay, what happened? See, just 29 plus line and remove 9 lines. The reason, because some doc comment was there and some review comment was there, and what made it merge? That is the story that you can relate. First, the issue had 0 comment and no assignee. Nobody was working on it, so there was no raise. Second, it was a real user problem, not a style opinion somebody has like agree or disagree. Okay. Third, it used a standard protocol. Okay, so maintainer don't have alternative approach. And the fourth one, it shipped the test that failed without. So I first wrote the test and then did the implementation to correct it. Now come to the test. This is very important that most of the people skip, and that actually makes the reviewer to merge your code and impress you and all the people who are there to see. So I wrote this test. What I took in the test, I took a simple version to replicate it. I was not going again and what the researcher guy has raised that issue in that dependency. I was not following that. What I did, I just take simple path and reproduces with the same problem. So that convinced him, okay, that he don't need to go and do and will take lots of time to even reproduce this test. Okay. Now come to this timeline, what happened, because it is very important. I am showing this timeline that will inspire you. So 2nd March, this was being reported. Now this gap. On July, what I did, I hit the same inconsistency and check nobody has claimed it. Now open this PR and change it with test. On the same day maintainer review and few things before merging, not a broader change, just minor change I will tell you, and that it got merged within a week. Now come to the timeline, exact timeline that happened. See, 2nd March to 6th July, it was a gap of 4 months. No one has claimed it. On the same day, I opened the PR, wrote the test, review happened, and I changed my post. 7 days after, it got merged. You can see the timeline. Okay, it will inspire you that how important it is to be consistent. Okay, now reviewer and comment. This is also a learning for me. You can see right now. So maintainer requested me 2 changes. First was the doc sign, and you know what, he just provided me what to do. I will just copy paste. I was just doing the copy paste. Okay, and some lines were overlapped because I had created another PR in the same repo, so that was creating merge conflict. So I resolved that, and he suggested me that keep both things separate, and I did that. And you know, he provided a smiley as well. Okay, so he with the smiley, and I love that what we have done. So the uncomfortable truth that I want to tell you, I have created almost 35 PRs, and it was all related to DocSign. I was doing? I was just reading the documentation so that I can read the open source rules and everything. At the same time, I could create the PR. So I did that for 35 open source PR. Okay, and none got merged. I solved a real bug and it got merged. Okay, next PR I have done similar kind of things. I will explain you. Okay, so thank you so much for being in the video till now.